Gaza?
Well, we're learning more hour by hour. The Israeli army says they spent several weeks planning for this rescue operation. They built models of the two residential buildings they raided simultaneously, buildings that were just about 200 meters apart. They decided to carry out the raid during the day for the element of surprise, though it must be said that also made this a much more dangerous rescue operation, and in the end, more deadly for Palestinian civilians and Hamas fighters who, the moment they realized what was happening, there was an intense exchange of fire between Hamas and the two teams that were trying to rescue these hostages. We know that now that Noah Argamani, who became kind of the emblematic hostage, right? This is the young woman in her 20s who was seen being rushed and abducted off to Gaza on a motorcycle, sandwiched between two Hamas militants screaming, "Don't kill me." That she was being kept hostage separately from the other three, with a Palestinian family, according to the Israeli army, and that the other three male hostages were nearby. We do know that right as the operation got underway, there were intense airstrikes that Israel carried out around the Nusrat, in and around the Nusrat refugee camp, and that one of the vehicles carrying the three Israeli hostages initially got stuck because it was fired on by Hamas and its supporters as they were exiting. They were quickly rescued by another team and rushed off to helicopters. It has to be said this was a daring and, according to Israel's defense minister, the most sophisticated and what he calls impressive rescue operation that he has overseen in almost 50 years that he's been serving in the Israeli army. It will certainly go down in the history books here. On the other side, it left dozens of Palestinians killed. Hamas saying the number is as high as 200. That's a number that can't really be verified, but we do know that reporters on the ground who are working for international agencies like the AP and CNN witnessed dozens of Palestinians who were killed.
And Jordana, we had been expecting yesterday that War Cabinet Minister Benny Gantz might be set to announce that he was pulling his party out of government. That announcement was postponed. Are we any clearer about what exactly he's planning?
Yeah, that's a great question. First of all, we saw Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, who is, politically very, very, very savvy, use this moment to try to pressure General Benny Gantz not to leave the war cabinet and bolt the emergency government. He made a direct plea to Gantz, saying that this is a time when the country needs unity. Gantz did not respond to that. He has delayed his decision. I think ultimately Gantz will leave this government. He feels he has not had the influence in the last couple months in shaping the decisions. He feels that Netanyahu has gone around his back and left him out. And he fundamentally disagrees with Netanyahu's reluctance and refusal to really make a plan for the day after this war, which almost everybody here agrees must include some kind of Palestinian leadership. Netanyahu still opposes that and says that there's no need really to talk about the day after until Hamas is defeated. Gantz also takes issue with the assessment of full victory over Hamas. Hamas, maybe its leaders can be ultimately killed or their exit can be negotiated, but Hamas is an idea. There are thousands of supporters and fighters still in the Gaza Strip, and Gantz, like the defense minister, recognizes this is going to be a long-term war and operation against Hamas that will include likely a few years of fighting and insurgency in the Gaza Strip. It's a long-term project to get Hamas out. So I do expect that when the euphoria here ends over the very dramatic rescue of those 4 Israeli hostages, I do expect that Gantz ultimately will leave this government.